It is the battle for second place in the Crossroads League as Marian and St. Francis meet on this, well, not exactly a snowy evening, but still a snow-packed campus here on the near northwest side of Indianapolis, Marian University. Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier with you. Starting lineups and opening tip-off come your way in a matter of moments as you're watching Marian basketball on ISC and Comcast Cable Channel 81.
Is your building haunted or infested with icky snakes? Then tear it down. The Raise Trash Demolition Squad can flatten buildings up to 3 stories tall. Whether it's a commercial or residential structure, the Raise Trash Demo experts will make it go boom. And with their roll-off containers, they'll haul away the mess quicker than you can say, hey, there used to be a building there. Bring your old fire trap to its knees with Raise Trash.
RaiseTrash.com.
Raise Trash.
Pepsi's always had great taste. Today, try great taste with zero sugar. This is the Pepsi with zero compromises. This is Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Welcome back inside the PE Center. A good look at Malik Edmonds, who unfortunately will not be playing tonight for Marian, missing his second consecutive game due to an injured foot. Now let's turn it over to Mark Erdosi, the public address voice of the Marian University Knights, for the introduction of tonight's starting lineup.
At guard, a 6'1 junior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 2, Jalen Mall. At guard, a 6'1 junior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 5, Dan McKeeman. At guard, a 5'8 junior from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 12, Antoine Cushingberry. At guard, a 6'2 sophomore from Bedford, Indiana, number 22, Brayton Bailey. At forward, a 6'7 sophomore from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 25, David Asia. The Cougars head coach in his 12th season is Chad Lacrosse. Ladies and gentlemen, starting lineups for the St. Francis Cougars. And now, the starting lineup for your Marian University Knights. At forward, a 6'7 senior from Houston, Texas, number 3, Jacob Wiley. At guard, a 6'1 junior from Richmond, Indiana, number 2, Christian Harvey. At guard, a 6'2 senior from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 5, Tyree Johnson. At guard, a 6'6 senior from Floyd Knobs, Indiana, number 23, Luke Gomez. Rounding out the night starting lineup is a 6' senior guard from Indianapolis, Indiana, wearing number 30, Christian Stewart. The Knights head coach in his 5th season, Scott Petty.
Again, great job as per usual by Mark Erdosi, the public address voice of the Marian University Knights. Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier with you. It's been 3 days, my friend. Good to see you again.
Too long.
No doubt about that. So we'll work again tomorrow night for the women's game between these two. But again, these are two teams that are usual participants in the NAIA National Tournament, and the expectation this year is no different for either team.
Great rivalry. This has been around for a long while. You got one of the best defensive ball clubs in Marian in NAIA. St. Francis putting up some major numbers on the offensive side. It's going to be a great battle.
Strength versus strength. St. Francis, number 9 in the country in points scored per game. Marian 4th in terms of fewest points allowed. It is the second get-together of the season. First time they met, St. Francis won at 70-63. And again, worth noting, Marian's second leading scorer, Malik Edmonds, will not play tonight. He'll miss a second consecutive game. Marian beat Goshen without him by 37 on Saturday. It'll be a 9-man rotation for the Marian Knights this evening. David Asia, he is the low post threat for St. Francis. 4 guards around him. Spot up 3 is taken and missed by Jalen Mull, junior from Blackhawk Christian.
Greg, the Cougars have 4 players in double figures, 2 that average over 20. Of course, we've seen a lot of Juan Cushingberry in his career at Warren Central.
Spot up 3 by Christian Harvey does not go, and Neither team shot it well from three-point range when these two got together back in January. Both these teams shoot it well from three-point range on the season, both averaging 39%. Who touched it last? Jacob Wiley did. Out of bounds to St. Francis with 17 on the 30. And Wiley, one of now 2 Division I transfers with the program from Marian. Jacob played at UIC the last 4 years. He is originally from Houston, Texas, and has spent a lot of time in the starting lineup this season. So he's spelling Edmonds as a very capable replacement for Marian. You saw his defensive prowess there as Harvey gets the rebound.
Yeah, and I think Wiley's going to have a few more points for the Knights of this ball game tonight, Greg.
Well, to your point, he had 23 and 10 against Goshen on Saturday.
And I think he understands that, and this is his opportunity to shine.
Stewart lets fire and connects. Christian Stewart, now 6th in school history, 1,594 career points. He gets the first bucket of this game.
And number 1 in all of NAIA in free throw shooting.
94%.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
For the 5th-year senior from Roncalli, he and Tyree Johnson took advantage of the free pass COVID year last year to come back. Tyree's 3rd year in the program for playing at Dakota Junior College. Stewart's 5th year with the team. Runner by Mull does not go, and Wiley with the rebound.
Wiley can really be a rim guy.
And Stewart scoop and scoring. And Christian Stewart has always been a good player. He has really taken over down the stretch of this season.
Yeah, and you can just tell he knows this is his opportunity to put this team on his back and get a huge win tonight.
Indiana Wesleyan is off and gone at this point in the league race. They are 14-0. One more win, and they are the undisputed league champions. Steal by Johnson. Stewart the bucket. 7-0 spurt for Marian.
What a start!
Timeout taken by Chad Lacrosse. It is a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. But Stewart all 7 points for the Knights.
Well, you know how bad he wants this, and it's worth mentioning St. Francis in the early preseason rolls was pre-ranked number 1. So a lot of expectation for this Cougar ball club.
Tonight's game presented in part by AAA Roofing. When it rains, it pours, so trust the pros at AAA Roofing. That's who we call. Good look at the Marian student section in tonight's contest. Another good crowd on hand here at the PE Center. We'll be here again tomorrow night when the women's teams square off. Of course, the Marian women have won 39 consecutive Crossroads League contests.
And they're pretty much back at full strength, too. So down the stretch, Greg, that will be huge for the Lady Knights.
What is at stake tonight is potentially the number 2 seed in the league tournament,
right? Which
is massive because you get a second home game if that's the case. But Indiana Wesleyan 14-0 in league play. St. Francis and Marian both 10-4. Steal by Harvey. Bucket by Harvey.
Well, St. Francis is coming off that unexpected loss to Huntington, and they're not off to a very good start. Marian really playing well here early.
It is a St. Francis team that rarely gives away the basketball. They average less than 9 turnovers a game. Brayton Bailey gets the bucket for St. Francis. The sophomore from Bedford North Lawrence. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yes, that is Damon's son that is playing for the St. Francis Cougars. Wearing his dad's college number, not his high school number. And that's going to be steps against Christian Harvey.
Well, as you mentioned, Marian with a 4-game winning streak. You want to protect home court. So much on the line here. They have momentum. And, yeah, this is a big game, but you got to be playing your best ball now, Greg, going down to the stretch for the conference tournament.
Good look at Scott Heddy on the sidelines. Of course, former Carmel High School head coach. Outstanding player in his days for his dad at Shenandoah. Runner by McKeeman does not go. One of the many Fort Wayne area natives on this St. Francis ball club. By the way, quick substitution already in there. In Tyson Elwer for St. Francis. Tyree Johnson gets the bucket, and Marian extends their lead to 9.
That's just nothing but pretty. Under control, and Marian really getting in the paint early.
It's a Marian team that, again, does have a bit of a height advantage in tonight's contest. Even with Malik Edmonds not playing tonight. Shot was blocked. Stewart got a piece of that, and Wiley grabs another rebound. That's 3 of those already for Jacob. Wiley sees an angle to attack and finishes. Wiley with the dunk.
Well, I'll tell you, Wiley is not a surprise. What Wiley is expectation right now.
He has kind of mixed his time as a starter and as the sixth man for the Knights on the season. Boy, Nolan Foster, the other D1 transfer of this group. There's Antoine Cushingberry, and Wiley just kind of stumbled and got into his legs. So Antoine will shoot 2 free throws. And Jan alluded to Antoine's background. Antoine, part of the team that finished with the best record in the history of an Indiana high school basketball season at 32-0 4 years ago at Warren Central. Wiley on the dunk. That leads to a media timeout, so let's step aside. Knights lead by 11 early on ISC.
I went to Marian for the education, but what I took away was the experience.
Marian University is like a home to me.
Plus, downtown Indy is just 10 minutes away from campus.
Marian University offers an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today at marian.edu.
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin, Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Now get financing as low as 1.99% APR on a new or used vehicle. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Let's take this chance to thank our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. That's the camera work of Henry Tegler you see there. Thanks to Dennis Glover, Aaron Van Wolde, Alan Hughes. Alan's a rookie at this.
Yeah.
You know, he's new on the ISC Sports Network. We're great to have the guy we affectionately call Biggie on our staff these days at ISC. Mine too. Thanks to Aaron Scheibel, Wes Wolf, and of course our producer for life, that being Jordan Shue. Alongside Jan Bozier, Greg Rakestraw, and Antoine Cushingberry to the free throw line. There's Nolan Foster, 6'10 transfer from Ohio University, making his debut for the Knights this evening. Cushingberry, 22 points a game, 5 rebounds a contest, and 4.5 assists as well. Part of that state championship team that featured Dean Tate, David Bell, Jacoby Robinson, Jesse Bingham. Rattled off 32 wins without a loss 4 seasons ago to win the 4A state championship.
You know, certainly while this big lead is what you would like out of Marian, Greg, what you do not want, though, is any letdowns. How many times have we seen these early big leads and you don't play with the same energy throughout? So that'll be the challenge now for the Knights.
Yeah, St. Francis can score points and do so quickly. Oh, it's going to be a blocking foul that goes against St. Francis.
Well, after looking at St. Francis's paperwork today, averaged about 27 threes a game.
Yep.
That is a bunch.
They have the 4th most made threes in NAIA basketball. That's not per game, just total makes. They make just under 11 a contest. Goldman, kind of a bailout there for Harvey. Now Johnson looks to go to work. Shot clock at 5. Johnson got fouled. With the foul on McKeeman. So Tyree Johnson will shoot 2.
You know, the thing about this matchup here, Greg, between the Knights and the Cougars is both teams match up really well. There's no real super height advantage in this one. So it's teams that are very much equal. Both shoot the outside really well. Perimeter defense will be key for me tonight, really on both sides.
Johnson connects from the line. And again, that's what Marian simply does better than virtually anybody else in the league. They're kind of atypical to some of these teams that are more offensively based. Marian bases everything they do on the defensive side of the ledger. By the way, Zane Burke has checked in for St. Francis. Freshman for the defending 2A state champs in Blackhawk Christian.
Well, how many times has we seen Mr. Hetty not only do that here, but at Carmel? Defense to offense, that is what he does.
So Johnson goes 1 for 2 from the line. By the way, Max Gizzy in there for the first time tonight as well. Deep 3 that does not go, and Stewart grabs the uncontested rebound. That was Elwer that took that shot and missed it for the Cougars. Gizzy had 10 against Goshen. Tried to slip that ball through and just wasn't an angle there to find Nolan Foster. Second Marian turnover. Cushingberry lets fire and off the top of the backboard. And now Johnson's got a foot race and got fouled. Elwer gives up the violation.
You know, Greg, among so many things that Stewart does so well, he is such a quarterback. He's always communicating out front. He really does so much more than all the statistics that are so highlighted. Such a quarterback for this ball club.
By the way, James Anderson in there. Brings plenty of size at 6'8" and 285. The man from Troy, Ohio. Hayden Langcable in for the first time. One of the top scorers in the history of Indiana high school basketball. Young man from Morristown. And let's fire.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that he doesn't need to run him down the floor. He's ready when he gets into the game.
Greg, I was there early, and he had that exact same shot. He must have sat there and shot 50 of them and hit them all in a row.
There's always free popcorn at the Copper Kettle as Langcable
That's
knocks that
exactly
one down.
right.
17-3. Anderson's jump hook is good.
Oh, that's solid. You look for St. Francis to maybe try to exploit that physical underneath play a little more.
And to our statewide audience watching on Comcast 81, this is what NAIA basketball looks like in the Crossroads League. That was 6'8" and 285, scoring over 6'10". That's what this league has become, Jen.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's as physical and as big as a lot of D1 teams.
Oh, my goodness. Stewart feeling it on the fadeaway.
Stewart absolutely understands the magnitude of this ball game right now.
He has now gone over 1,600 career points. They're going to get Foster, I think, on the hold of Anderson. So the ball will stay right here. Yep.
But Greg, to your point here, that's why it's so important to have an experienced level player like him. He used the extra year. That is so valuable.
30-second timeout being taken by the Knights. Again, we will keep it right here. This 30-second timeout brought to us by Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, proud partner of the Marian University Knights. Some quick numbers here from the early stage. This one, Marian, a torrid 8 of 9 from the floor. St. Francis just 2 of 10. Marian out-rebounding St. Francis 7-3 and already have 4 points off of both St. Francis turnovers.
I just like the body language of Marian right now. They understand what is the expectation here and what's the home court, the opponent, everything on the line. I really just like their body language, the way they're communicating, the way they're playing D, and every aspect of their game really looks really fine-tuned right now.
So Burke will trigger the inbounds pass for St. Francis. Burke averaging 6 points a contest. He's part of the 1-2 punch with Caleb First the last several years at Blackhawk Christian. Asia trying to go to work. Cushingberry lets fire. Can't get that to go, and who touched it last? Christian Stewart did. We'll stay here.
Gizzy with pretty good perimeter defense. That's a tough shot to get over. Right now, Marian really, even in this man-to-man, is making the paint crowded.
Offensive foul.
Yeah.
Anderson led with his off arm.
Yeah, well, he kind of did that last time, got away with it, and they weren't going to let him do it twice. Really exaggerating his shoulder, and that really is an advantage. The official thought that was just a little too much that time.
Christian Harvey will check in. Max Gizzy will have a seat. Again, the Knights will dress just 9 tonight, and they will frankly all play. Brody Whitaker is the only player that hasn't played yet for Marian. He'll be in sooner rather than later. With no Malik Edmonds playing this evening. That's kind of been Scott Heddy's MO. He's only dressed 10 or 11 guys the last couple of years, but if you're in uniform, be ready. Your number's going to get called.
He's always been that guy. Really likes to develop his bench in that process.
Harvey's runner does not go. Wiley with the rebound and score it.
Wiley has just really played well today. Not forcing anything, but being aggressive around the rim.
This is not the score we expected early in this contest. These two are both top 25 teams. Burke and airball. Moll the rebound. Stewart on the tap out. Last touch by McKeeman. It'll remain Marian basketball.
Wow, that 21 points has certainly looked good. I'll tell you what's more impressive is that 5 that the defense has held St. Francis to.
And Marian averaging, allowing 61 points a game. They held Goshen to 50. And again, Goshen back into the league, but still that catches your attention. In 4th best in NAIA hoops. Opponent scoring just 61 a contest. Good hands by Cushingberry. Shot clock at 12.
Their last 3 out of 4 games, it's been holding opponents in the low 60 plus.
Wiley lines it up and a bit too strong. Cushingberry trying to get something in transition. The St. Francis stuck on 2 field goals, and again they turn it over. That's 4 quick ones for the Cougars. Hustled by Burke, but it will be out of bounds to Marian.
Well, I think right now the transition defense has been superb as well. St. Francis will push it. If you allow them to get out and go, they like to do that. So far, Marian really doing a good job of getting back quickly and cutting that off.
Look at Chad Lacrosse. Chad is on the silver anniversary team this year for Indiana high school basketball, representing his days at East Noble High School some 25 years ago. Chad played in the NAIA ranks, but at a school that's now Division III. He played at what was then Tri-State University.
Sure.
Is now Trine University.
Right.
Chad had over 2,600 career points in his day playing for the Tri-State Thunder back in the day. Perspiration to be wiped off over the sidelines there.
Double high screen for Marian, trying to get Stewart loose.
Goman lets fire a 3. That one is good.
Wow.
Luke Goman, the former Floyd Central Highlander.
Just great ball reversal, good spacing, ready to shoot.
And his three-point numbers had been not to his norm during the course of the season. He has picked that up as the season's gone along. Cushingberry gets the first 3 to go for St. Francis. He's over 40% of the season from three-point range.
St. Francis really not switching on those cuts.
And with that, just enough space for Harvey to try to get loose, and a blocking foul going to be called against Jalen Mull. Great look from the baseline, Cameron. And Harvey had the step on it. As reference, we said Whitaker would be in sooner rather than later. 2 minutes he's into the game. As Stewart takes a break for Marian.
Well, I think Marian's really developed their bench throughout the season. I think Coach Hetty's just continues to get more and more comfortable in his rotations.
Whitaker, the all-time leading scorer in the history of Greencastle basketball. Lane Cable had it blocked and then got it back and missed the attempt from the elbow. Bailey looking to drive, and Lane Cable gets whistled for the foul. Just the 3rd foul called against Marian, and we're almost at the midway point of half number 1.
Coach Hetty not real happy with the last few fouls. He wants his ball club to get in a better defensive reaction stance versus the reaching.
Cushingberry
right there is another one.
Yep, got fouled by Harvey.
He had just gotten on. Coach Hetty, a different player for the reaching, and then another player turns around and does it right in front of him.
Can't blame them, though. They have forced 5 quick turnovers against St. Francis already. Again, St. Francis averages less than 9 turnovers a game. These two teams played about 4 weeks ago. The Cougars winning at home by 7. Shot clock at 4. Burke realizing it and got fouled on the drive. And so Zane Burke will shoot 2 free throws.
See, now this was a mistake that time on Marian's backside defense. Nobody comes over to help. See, right there you need backside help, and Marian just doesn't quite get there in that defensive rotation, come over to help the drive.
Burke hits the first of 2 free throws. He is an 83% shooter. 76% from the line as a team for St. Francis. That is good for 14th best in NAIA basketball. Burke makes them both.
Marian down to cut this lead to 14.
Knight scored the first 9 points of this game and have kept St. Francis at bay since then. Wiley right around Asia, reverse layup, a beauty.
Nice. Just uses his length there, used the basket, quite honestly, as a little pick and roll if you were a screen, and was able to get around it.
Blocking foul going to be called against Goman. Fouls are going to be adding up quickly in this game at this rate. That is now 6 called against the Knights, so the next one will send St. Francis to the line for the rest of the half.
I have always liked Jacob Wiley's game. I just think he brings a different type of dimension to this ball club. He can do some things that a lot of the other players can't.
And he is a 4-year NCAA Division I player. Bailey all alone. Lines it up, knocks it down. Brayton Bailey. 50% from the floor on the season for the former Bedford North Lawrence star. Shot clock at a dozen. Harvey looking to go to work. Tried to slip it and lost the handle.
Yeah, good idea. Just slipped out of his hands.
Third Marian turnover. Bailey flying down the floor. Couldn't finish. But David Asia is there.
Well, that's 2 possessions in a row where Marian did not get help backside. And 2 pretty good looks by the Cougars.
That's one of the first times that St. Francis has scored on back-to-back possessions in this game.
That's a good point, Greg. And that means momentum. Marian needs to tighten it up here defensively again.
They've been unable to establish any sort of offensive rhythm tonight. Stewart will check in next, dead ball for Marian. His absence somewhat noticeable offensively. Johnson got fouled. Good take by Tyree, the former North Central Panther, and he will shoot 2. Antoine Cushingberry whistled for the foul.
I really like it, regardless of which team we see, to hear the Indiana boys staying in state and get another opportunity. You and I have covered a lot of these guys for a lot of years.
We say this virtually in every Marian game that we do, with the obvious exception of, say, Vernon Nazarene, Spring Arbor, etc. But I had a friend of mine that's a high school basketball coach said, he goes, that's my favorite part of watching your games at Marian. It's just seeing all these guys that I know from high school basketball.
And I completely agree with you. I'd love coming here seeing how the players we covered in high school have developed here on their college level. It is a complete different game.
Johnson makes them both. He is 3 of 4 from the line. And the lead back to 13.
High school, you may be the good player. Out here, they're all good.
Cushingberry looking to get to the lane. Around, Stewart scores it.
Speaking of been there, done that, we've seen that a lot.
Spent some time at Lawrence North and transferred to Warren Central.
Yep.
Wiley has his pocket picked. Trying to do a bit too much that time, and now the Cougars can bring it back to single digits. Cushingberry looked for contact, never happened. And now a timeout going to be called by Luke Goman and Marian.
You can see that one coming. Marian just not quite as crisp on the offensive side, Greg.
Going to be again a 30-second timeout. Once again, we'll stay here with 7:42 left to go here in half number 1.
Well, when Marian starts to not move the way Coach Hetty wants them to move, their offense can't stagnate at times. And it just came out gangbusters early on, and now it's not moving quite to the level that he wants it to move, because in his offense moving, he really wants to wear that defense down in the process.
Tonight's game presented in part by BSN Sports. They are the preferred provider of apparel for Marian University athletics. Thank you, BSN.
Yeah, Mr. Stewart's back, and energy just came with it.
6 points for Cushingberry to lead St. Francis. 9 for Stewart to lead Marian. He scored the first 7 points of the game for Marian. Again, he is now sitting at 1,600 points for his Marian career.
And when he plays at the energy level that he normally plays at, kind of motivates the rest of his team to play that same style of ball.
Deep 3 by Goman. Got it again.
That's nice.
If Goman starts hitting that, look out. Played for Todd Sturgeon at Floyd Central High School. Dad played basketball at the University of Indianapolis for Luke's father. And Tom, drive by Mullen. We'll get Stewart on the foul on the way up.
I just wonder how long Marian's going to stay without either switching or working on that backside help. All of a sudden, St. Francis really found kind of a little niche here, getting to the free throw line.
Well, with that, we'll go to the timeout for a media timeout. Stewart kind of shaking off a bit of an injury on that sideline. His Knights, though, lead by 14 here on ISC and Comcast Xfinity, cable channel 81.
The minute I stepped foot on campus, I didn't want to leave.
The nursing program is why I chose Marian.
I'm studying to be a teacher.
I'm a business major.
I love Marian University.
An exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you.
I have so much support from my advisors.
The nursing program is why I chose Marian.
I'm studying to be a teacher.
I chose Marian for the business program.
Marian University, an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
So Marian jumped out to a 9-0 lead and been kind of throwing jabs since that point. 31-17, they lead St. Francis. Again, join us tomorrow night. We will have the women's game between these two schools. Same bat time, same bat channel, and same bat crazy announcer. Director Extra and Jan Bozier with you. Had a chance to see Scott Henny's former high school stomping grounds in Carmel last night. Their victory against Lawrence North.
Greyhounds playing pretty good again down the stretch.
Pete Suter had 33 last night in that Carmel victory. Became the 10th player in Carmel history to score 1,000 points in his career.
And that, you told me that earlier, and that is one amazing stat, thinking about all the phenomenal players that have went through Carmel.
And the last one to do it was actually Pete's teammate as a freshman, John Michael Malloy, who now plays at Butler.
Yeah, he was a good player.
Stewart pulls, my goodness.
That's senior at his best right there, confidence.
He is on a run to finish his senior season. Lead grows to 16. By the way, Garrett at large in there for the first time for St. Francis. Young man from LaPorte. Moles runner does not go, and Wiley with the pull down.
And Wiley's doing what Wiley is supposed to do, really getting some nice rebounds and protecting the rim.
St. Francis kind of throwing some different players there, seeing if they can get something to stick. Stewart, heat check, still hot.
You know when you're filling in, getting the ball, just getting the ball.
He is percolating at this point.
Yes, he is.
19-point lead for Marian. At large fires, no. And I think there's one play. Get the ball to 30 and get out of the way.
Get out, clear. Ooh.
Johnson, he'll try it. And the same results. And Marian, 14 of 19 from the floor. 6 of 8 from three-point range. Cushingberry, a bit of a mismatch with Jacob Wiley guarding. Let's see if he gets the ball back. Trying to go to work on the Marian 5. And good move, just didn't finish. And Stewart off to the races. Got fouled on the pass, which sends Stewart to the free throw line. And as my partner alluded to, you think that he's warm from the floor? How about 94% from the stripe? 91% for his career here at Marian.
Wow. Those are some not only impressive, but quite honestly staggering numbers. When you think about the level of competition most nights in this conference he plays against.
A man that played for Michael Wantz at Roncalli High School. Like it's news when Stewart hits the rim on a free throw. That's how good that shot is from the line. Jacob Wiley will take a seat. Goldman back in there for the Knights. Lead grows to 20.
17. Impressive, to say the least. Didn't see this coming.
No. And Marian has been playing well, but not this well. Bailey from the elbow. Got it. Great Bailey with 7.
Yeah, nice jump shot by Bailey.
That's been said for the last 4 or 5 decades, seemingly, the state of Indiana.
Could you imagine Following in the footsteps.
It was not always easy. No
I'm
doubt
sure
about
it
that.
was not.
His older sister Alexa played collegiately at both Butler and UIndy. After her days at BNL, Goldman again, and Goldman has a Stewart-like streak going. Goldman has made 3 threes here in the half. Bailey trying to answer, and does.
Well, Bailey now pretty warm.
And even though Marian's got a 19-point lead, Scott Heddy's going to take his 3rd time out of the half, and that is the emphasis on defense that he places. You're not guarding, we're going to have a conversation.
He's not coaching against his score right now. He's coaching about his team, the way he wants them to play. This game is bigger than this just game. It's down the stretch, into the conference tournament, and into the national tournament.
Just a reminder, Marian fans, that joining the M Club is the absolute best way to support student athletes at Marian University. Simply search the M Club when you log on to munites.com. Well, to your point, we are in the home stretch, and again, at the small college level, the season tends to end the week you're early to see, say, at the Division I level. So after tonight, Marian has 3 more league games left to play. Now, they missed some games due to COVID-19 in and around the Christmas holiday. They had added originally 2 additional games the next 2 weeks. One of those has since been canceled. They were supposed to play Rio Grande out of Ohio next week. That game has been scrapped. However, they are going to make the trip to Owensboro, Kentucky to play Brescia out of River State's conference. That game is on Thursday night. So after this evening, Marian has 4 more games left, 3 in Crossroads League play. Next 3 are on the road. Next time they are back here, we are back here as well, as they will take on Spring Arbor in a season-ending doubleheader. Again, that will be Saturday, February 19th at 1 and 3. You can see those games on ISC and Comcast Xfinity, cable channel 81.
And while you have to bring certainly your A game to all those opponents, none of them will, I don't think, be the caliber of St. Francis. And while this is a little shocking right now, this game's far from over. You know and I know they can put up threes in a hurry.
Little zone look here by St. Francis, little 1-2-2 look. And Johnson shoots right over it, can't get it to go, and that'll be a foul on Goman going for the loose ball. That'll be his second. It'll be free throws at the other end.
Yeah, Bailey with really good inside position that time.
So Bailey the line, who shoots 80% from the stripe. 5.5 points and 3.5 rebounds a game for the sophomore from BNL. I know the girls at Bedford North Lawrence are playing Jennings County for a sectional championship this evening. Connects on that one.
Yeah, Bedford North Lawrence girls had an outstanding season.
They have the longest active sectional streak in girls basketball. They have won 10 consecutive sectionals down at Bedford, as Bailey gets that to go, and he has 12 of the St. Francis 25. An extra shooter out there with Lane Cable. Patrolling the top of that zone. Goldman lost the handle. Johnson able to track it down. Stewart from 25. Not that time, but Johnson, good inside position. Goldman scores.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I think Coach Heddy's going to be pleased, while he may not say it, with the movement offensively around the rim.
It's not been a game with a lot of offensive rebounds simply because Marian hasn't missed many shots.
Your best offensive rebounds when you make a basket.
His offensive rebound number 2. Burke trying to find some space and scores. Burke with 4, his first bucket of the game.
I'll tell you, all this surge happened, but Stewart came back in. I can't emphasize enough his energy level that he brings, and everyone seems to feed off of it.
Lane Cable steps into one, and I'm not sure how much longer St. Francis can stay in the zone because Marian's got so many shooters on the floor.
And I like this lineup because they can really bring it to you in the shooting department with this lineup.
Well, again, last time these two teams got together, neither one of them shot well from three-point range. Not the case for Marian, as Stewart drew the foul and will shoot 2. To finish that thought, Jan, Marian is 8 of 13 from three-point range tonight.
Take that any day. They shoot just a little under 40, 39 something, but still, when they can bring that level up, 2 or 3 percentage points, that really makes a difference in their offense.
Now, Marian makes an average of just under 8 threes a game, so they're already at that, and stop the presses. Stewart misses a free throw. That's his 6th miss of the season.
Isn't that the way it goes? Played as well as he has, and the one thing he does is miss a free throw.
Goman and Whitaker check out.
Well, he is at 94, not 100, so that factor will still be okay.
Got that one.
He'll hit his next 40 in a row.
Found the rhythm after that, so 18 for Stewart, which again is his average on a per-game basis with 23 minutes left to play. Bailey, handshake free from Lane Cable. Cushingberry, the step back three.
Oh, that's pretty.
His second made triple. In total, that's the 4th made three for St. Francis, and Cougars have gone, looks like back to a man-to-man here. Yep.
Yeah, there's no way they can stay in that zone.
You understand the wrinkles, trying to throw something different at
They're
him.
just trying to get anything to throw.
Yep.
You change offenses, change defenses simply to try to get your opponent to stutter just a little bit, get them off a rhythm.
Wiley, the jump hook. Good move, just not a good-looking shot when it left his hand. He's trying to get some semblance of momentum if you're St. Francis. Down 18 with less than 2 to play before halftime.
I'm not sure it's how bad St. Francis has played as much it is Marian how well they have played.
I would agree with that. Wiley with the steal. More points off turnovers for Marian. Wiley now with 8. And to use the Derek Schultz parlance, a 50-burger is up by Marian here in the first half.
Marian has only scored over 100 points one time in this season. It was the opener.
And safe to say that St. Francis is a little stronger than Simmons College of Kentucky.
Oh, my.
As Stewart lays it up and in.
St. Francis coaching staff just look at each other. I don't know what else we can try. It's one of those nights, You hope occasionally that your team will have one of those nights.
Rejected by Wiley, tracked down by Lane Cable. Wiley again, good night.
Marian just having fun now. Got to keep it tense, and you can see Coach Hetty has never stopped coaching.
Cushingberry had it knocked off his leg going the other way. That is 9 turnovers against St. Francis. They average 8.8 per game.
Coach Hetty clearly understands now that he's been in this league for 5 years. It is certainly a marathon, and going down the stretch, when you're going to play the calibers of the top 20 in the NAIA, if you're going to survive, you got to have your A game every game during the tournament playoffs.
There's an 8-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Marian scored 63 for the entirety of the game the last time these two teams got together.
I've seen many of those conference tournament battles. And man,
Harvey with the bucket.
They are wars.
Marian is shooting 72% from the floor. Burke on time and on target. Burke with 7, and that is the end of the half. But it is a 23-point lead. Again, these are two teams that are both in the top 25 in the nation. Marian might be in the top 25 in the galaxy the way they are playing tonight. They lead St. Francis by 23 on ISC.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. They've been in business for 35 plus years. I'm here with the owner, Richard Michaelis. Hey, Richard, what's the key to the growth over the last 35 years?
Pat, I believe being a family-owned local business that is involved in the community has a lot to do with it.
All right, so you have a lot of services. Tell us about some of those services.
We're really strong in the emergency services, smoke, fire damage restoration, storm and water damage restoration, all while working with your insurance company. We also do mold remediation, basement and crawl space waterproofing, foundation repair, and roof repair. We are a full-service company.
All right, as to the owner, we know you wear a lot of hats. What do you do day to day?
I really love being out in the field working with our clients. It gives me a great opportunity to understand their needs so we can take care of them.
Your hands-on approach, I think, is a lot to do with the success of Michaelis. If you find yourself needing their services, give them a call anytime, 24/7 at 844-FIX-INDY. The Michaelis Corporation. Construct, renovate, restore.
Is your building haunted or infested with icky snakes? Then tear it down. The Raised Trash Demolition Squad can flatten buildings up to 3 stories tall. Whether it's a commercial or residential structure, the Raised Trash Demo experts will make it go boom. And with their roll-off containers, they'll haul away the mess quicker than you can say, hey, there used to be a building there. Bring your old fire trap to its knees with Raised Trash.
RaisedTrash.com.
Raised Trash.
Meet Kate. She has a lot to juggle. Family, work, it can lead to trying days and tired nights. But we know Kate, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know at some point her space at a premium life may change. IMCU is here to help Kate and you find your space. Now, add on or remodel with an introductory rate of 1.9% APR on a home equity line of credit. Today, it's all about Kate. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Back inside the PE Center, Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier with you, and Marian's offense is with you too. 21 of 29 from the floor, 8 of 13 from three-point range, trying to avenge one of their 4 league losses this season. Already turned the tables on a Grace Road loss earlier, and in stunning fashion, they have put up 56 points in the first 20 minutes against St. Francis.
You talked about offense, so I'll talk about defense. They're just one bucket over what they do defensively, holding teams around that 60 mark. So as impressive as that offense was, defense was just as impressive.
Tonight's game presented in part by Indiana Members Credit Union, proud to support Marian University and now offering a free Marian Knights debit card with a free checking account. Get your Knights debit card today and show your support. Visit any IMCU branch or sign up online now at imcu.com. Membership savings required, federally insured by the NCUA. And that dizzy bat race may be how St. Francis is feeling defensively right now, because it's Stewart, it's Wiley, it's Goldman, it's everybody.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I thought it all fed off of Stewart. His energy level was off the chart to start this ball game, and everybody just fed off of him. Now, when they brought in the other players, it was good, but not great. And when he came back in, immediately whoever was out there started to play just a notch better because of the energy level he brings.
20 for Christian Stewart. Again, he is now over 1,600 for his career at Marian. 11 for Luke Goldman, including 3 threes. 10 for Jacob Wiley, including 3 dunks. 6 for Hayden Langcable, 5 for Tyree Johnson. Christian Harper with 4. This is where we point out Marian is without their second leading scorer tonight, Malik Edmonds. And no offense to Malik, but without Malik, Marian beat Goshen by 37 on Saturday. They lead St. Francis by 23 today. As far as St. Francis is concerned, Brayton Bailey with 12, Antoine Cushingberry 9, Zane Burke with 7. The other players for the Cougars have combined for just 5 points. We'll take this quick timeout. When we come back, a look back at our first half highlights. There were lots of them for the Marian Knights. They lead by 23. You're watching Crossroads League basketball on ISC and Comcast Xfinity, cable channel 81.
The minute I stepped foot on campus, I didn't want to leave.
Everyone here is about helping you succeed.
It's hard work, but it's totally worth it. I have so much support from my advisors.
The nursing program is why I chose Marian.
I'm studying to be a teacher.
I'm a business major.
My professors really challenge me, and I know I'll be ready for my career.
A great education is the best thing you could ever do for yourself.
Marian University, an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
So back here at the PE Center, Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier with you on ISC as well as Comcast Xfinity, cable channel 81. Again, first half highlights, there were plenty of them for Marian. And obviously Marian got off to a great start and never looked back, Jan, scoring the first 9 points of half number 1.
I really like, and it bears mentioning, Wiley, I just thought played really well. It's how he played that impressed me. On the defensive side, he was the rim protector, had at least 4 rebounds in a row at one point, but then he runs the floor. He's doing all the things you would want your big man to do.
A good sign for Marian is the fact that Christian Stewart scored the first 7 points of this contest. Again, Luke Goldman, a perfect 4 of 4 from the floor, 3 of 3 from three-point range. And he is a capable three-point shooter, but again, has not always been a solid three-point shooter for the Knights this year. But as we said earlier, the role that Stewart is on to finish his career is almost otherworldly for the young man from Roncalli.
You look at all the records that he's a piece of and the rankings that he is in NAIA, man, his name's mentioned about every other record-breaking bracket, but that's what he is. He loves the game. You can see it in his body language, and I'll say it again. This team feeds off of his energy.
As far as the overall numbers, we mentioned the fact that Marian, 21 of 29 from the floor, 8 of 13 from three-point range, 6 of 8 from the free throw line. In terms of rebounds, Marian won that battle 15-14. One of the other kind of hidden numbers in this game is the fact that points off of turnovers, 15-2 in favor of Marian. St. Francis, 9 turnovers. The Knights just 4 so far. We'll take another quick timeout. We'll come back with more halftime coverage from Marian. Knights in control of this one, leading by 23 here on ISC and Comcast Xfinity, cable channel 81.
This is the Pepsi for America's best barbecue. Worthy of 100-mile detours and 1,000 likes. Looks good. This is the Pepsi for mopping, dipping, and dousing. Whatever you're craving, this is the Pepsi for you. This is the Pepsi for serious fans and serious eats. This is the Pepsi for Sundays at the ballpark and days off at your favorite pizza joint. Right, Aaron?
Best slice in New York.
Whatever you're craving, this is the Pepsi for you.
Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you.
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin, Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Now get financing as low as 1.99% APR on a new or used vehicle. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
The minute I stepped foot on campus, I didn't want to leave.
Everyone here is about helping you succeed.
It's hard work, but it's totally worth it. I have so much support from my advisors.
The nursing program is why I chose Marian.
I'm studying to be a teacher.
I'm a business major.
My professors really challenge me, and I know I'll be ready for my career.
A great education is the best thing you could ever do for yourself.
Marian University, an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
And welcome back inside of the PE Center. Marian leading it by a score of 56-33. These two teams both in the NAIA National Tournament a year ago. In fact, it was St. Francis that made it all the way to the national semifinals last year. The first year of the combined, for the first time in 30 years, should say, one division NAIA National Tournament. Marian lost out in Kansas City after making it to the national round. St. Francis advanced on to the semifinals. Let's kind of take this coach by coach, if you will. If you're Scott Hedda, you're trying to figure out something, then say, hey, fellas, go do that again. What's your message to your guys at the break?
No, and I think this is an important point. I think what he's talking in there, I don't want anybody looking at the scoreboard. Here's some things that we broke down in that first half. I want those fixed in the second half. He's going to coach the team in the game, not the score right now.
From Chad Lacrosse's standpoint, you might be able to say all the things that he is saying at halftime. What is his general message to his guys in a 23-point deficit?
Well, I think I would be trying to motivate here. Yeah, you can say a lot of different things. I didn't think it was that they played terribly poorly, but I think now what you do is you challenge the kids. Guys, it's 56-33. What can you do for me? What can we do to get back in this game? We've seen it happen. It certainly can happen, but it takes gut check time to get there.
And again, this is a St. Francis team that is 20-6 on the year, 10-4 in the league. Again, they are solidly in the NAIA field as of now. And we referenced, kind of the importance in terms of the number 2 seed behind Indiana Wesleyan, who, by the way, is trailing by a point at halftime. Frankly, Indiana Wesleyan has already wrapped up a share of the league title because they own the tiebreaker and they're 4 games clear with 4 games left to play. of both St. Francis and Marian, so Weston's going to be the number 1 seed. Weston also clearly has done enough to host a regional round for the tournament, but Marian and St. Francis are both kind of playing for that seeding to potentially host a regional round for the tournament. So this game has a little bit more on the line in terms of even the national tournament as well.
Well, it does, and right now, per the rankings, St. Francis is ranked higher than Marian, so Marian wants to make a statement here to see if there can be some emphasis changing in that ranking is for sure.
We'll take this quick timeout. We'll come back with second half action. It was all Marian in half number 1. Will that continue in half number 2? Find out when we come back on ISC and Comcast Xfinity, cable channel 81.
Who's got time for hot dogs and disco music? Your mind's cluttered with thoughts of commercial waste removal. So thank the good Lord above for Ray's Trash. Ray's will collect the intolerable rubbish at all your company's locations up to 6 times a week. That's 42 times in dog weeks. They shred documents and recycle too. And Ray's has roll-off containers for big loads, like construction waste or when your giant dies. Got a business? Get yourself to raystrash.com.
raystrash.com.
Ray's Trash.
I went to Marian for the education, but what I took away was the experience.
Marian University is like a home to me.
Plus, downtown Indy is just 10 minutes away from campus.
Marian University offers an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today at marian.edu.
Meet Kate. She has a lot to juggle. Family, work, it can lead to trying days and tired nights. But we know Kate, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know at some point her space at a premium life may change. IMCU is here to help Kate and you find your space. Now, add on or remodel with an introductory rate of 1.9% APR on a home equity line of credit. Today, it's all about Kate. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Marian University is like a home to me.
Campus is where I made friends that I know will last a lifetime.
Academics, sports, or arts, Marian's got something for you.
Plus, downtown Indy is just 10 minutes away from campus.
I'm a huge sports fan. Living in Indy, I've got the Knights, the Colts, and the Pacers.
Applying was so fast and easy.
I went to Marian for the education, but what I took away was the experience.
Marian University offers an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
Again, a look ahead. We brought the drone with us tonight.
Love the drone.
So again, if you wondered, hey, is this like, stock footage? No. This was captured this evening. Heck, it may be live right now for all I know. If I had a telestrator, I would circle my car in the parking lot just for you, Jan. There it is.
I
right
can
there.
see you're pretty close to me. I'm down in a snowbank hoping it doesn't freeze and I can't get out.
Yeah, I decided, you know what? I'll take the close spot. I'll park on top of the snow mountain and see how that goes. Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier with you on ISC and Comcast Xfinity Cable Channel 81. Tonight's game presented in part by Miller Transportation. Family owned and operated since the 1930s and proud partners of Marian University Athletics. We have facilities located in Indianapolis, Louisville, and Columbus, Ohio. We specialize in transportation for collegiate professional sports groups, as well as school groups, corporate travel, weddings, private charters, bourbon tours, and more. Their fleet consists of premium 56-passenger motor coaches, air-conditioned school buses, trolleys, executive shuttle buses, Mercedes Sprinter vans, SUVs, and Cadillac sedans. Give them a call at 317-244-8599 or go online to millertransportation.com to request a quote.
Now I got to remind you, you and I did a ball game the other night. I realized it was high school. A lot of things were different, but what was similar, one team got out to a huge start. The other team was pretty good. Next thing we knew, it was a tie ball game.
We did see a 21-0 run
yes,
in a game that we did on Friday night.
Did.
So that is or Saturday night, I suppose. It's very fair to point that out. Marian will have the ball to begin half number 2. Again, thanks to our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. Thanks to Henry Tiegler, Dennis Glover, Aaron Van Wolde, Alan Hughes, Aaron Scheibelhut, Jordan Shue, and Wes Wolf. And there's a good look at us. Hello, everybody.
There we are.
From our perch.
Now, notice it takes a mega TV screen to get me on there. I like it. I finally look small.
That's almost as big as the TV screen in your house that you just bought the other day.
Not quite.
It's close. Wiley going to be called for an offensive foul.
Yep. Drop the shoulder down. That's going to get you. especially when you drop the shoulder. Take a look at his shoulder and his head. His head's down, shoulders down, and then he extends the arm. Good call by the official.
Second foul on Wiley. 5th Marian turnover of the contest. All 5 small lineup on the floor here for St. Francis. Burke made a 3 to end the first half, couldn't make one to start the second half. We'll start with David Asia on the bench for this half, will St. Francis. So their entire lineup is 6'3" and under currently. Stewart around Cushingberry and scores.
Pretty. And that's what they'll need to do is get off to another good start.
Well, with the lineup that's in there for St. Francis, really no rim protectors in there either. So Goldman guarding Bailey. Those two know each other from their Hoosier Hills Conference days. Burke. Moll gives it a go from the wing and scores it.
Well, pretty good start for St. Francis.
Moll's first field goal. Those two both played at Blackhawk Christian. Different times. Jalen's a junior. Zane is a freshman. 58-36. Goldman made his first 3. Didn't make that one. His first field goal miss of the game. Moll with the step. Wiley gives the foul. That's his 3rd. And we'll have to see a potential change here for Marian with Wiley picking up number 3.
Well, I tell you, I think St. Francis has maybe picked it up a step with their aggressiveness towards the rim.
So Moll an 87% free throw shooter, and good look at the foul committed by Wiley. Scott Heady will roll the dice and leave Wiley on the floor for now. And really he's only got one real post reserve tonight with no Malik Edmonds, as Moll makes them both. Lead back to 20. To get Stewart free however possible. And they've got Wiley being guarded by Cushingberry. He's giving up 11 inches. Ball's got to go up. Stewart makes everything look easy, doesn't he?
He does. Completely aware where the shot clock was. What's he got, 24?
That is correct. He averages 17 a game. Cushingberry being given a little space by Wiley because of those fouls, and Wiley's had to back off, but they let him do not go get the rebound. There are certainly some mismatches on the floor right now because of St. Francis going small and Cushingberry scores.
Coach Heady not really excited about 2 out of the last 3 possessions. The Cougars have found close range rim.
Well, Marian's going to make a counter here, and they will. Lane Cable will check in at the next dead ball. You would think for Wiley, maybe Goldman. Harvey lets fire from the baseline, and everybody else is making one. Why not Christian, right? Harvey's first field goal of the half, his first 3 of the game. Moll gets downhill and left it short.
Okay, Francis thought there was some contact at the rim. Official said no.
I would equate that to kind of the pulling of the chair. I think and Bailey with the easy call to make with the hand check out top. But to go back to the other end, I think the player anticipated contact, and I'm not sure ever really came.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I didn't see anything there at all.
As we talked about, it would be Goldman that will check out, and so Marian will counter with 4 guards of their own. Wiley's got to be careful playing with 3. Lane Cable, not that time. He made his first 3 when he touched the ball in the opening half. Bailey at the other end lines it up, left it short, and Lane Cable will track it down. With Harvey taking a tumble, Hayden will pull the plug on things. Had a chance to catch up with Hayden's dad before the game. Enjoyed our conversation. We were singing the praises of now the Noblesville head coach, Scott McClellan.
Yes. I still have yet to meet him, but I've heard
guy.
A lot of nice things about him.
Johnson from 18 buries it. Tyree Johnson's second field goal. He's got 7.
And you know the interesting thing about this St. Francis ball club, there's only one senior on it.
Cushingberry misses. Good rebound by Bailey. Ball gives it a go. Left that one short. And Wiley with the board. For Wiley, that's his 8th rebound, so he is 2 boards shy of a double-double. The slip, and he's now, well, 4 more dunks I've had in my life during the course of tonight's game.
He may have got his ankle a little bit coming down.
Cushingberry by Johnson.
And that's going to drive Coach Hetty crazy now. They're just one rim after another bucket.
Wasn't exactly a textbook defensive possession for Marian. But you understand sometimes when the defensive focus tends to go away when you have built a 25-point lead.
That is true, and that's one of the things we talked about you have to guard against because you've become so offensive-minded.
Shot clock at 7. Lane Cable has to go from 22. Does hit the rim, but Bailey tracks down the loose ball. 5th rebound for Bailey. Bailey's runner. Wiley got it on the way up.
Absolutely perfectly timed.
Tyree Johnson was hanging out behind the play and lays it up and in. And let's see here. I think we have maybe an official's whistle for a delay of game. Then they're going to get Johnson for a delay of game after the bucket, which will lead us to the media timeout. And yes, Wiley got that one on the way up, as you saw from that great camera angle from Dennis Glover. And that leads us to our media timeout. We'll step aside. 14:39 left to play in this one. Marian's momentum continues on. They lead by 27 on ISC and Comcast Xfinity, cable channel 81.
Meet Kate. She has a lot to juggle. Family, work. It can lead to trying days and tired nights. But we know Kate, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know at some point her space at a premium life may change. IMCU is here to help Kate and you find your space. Now, add on or remodel with an introductory rate of 1.9% APR on a home equity line of credit. Today, it's all about Kate. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Marian University is like a home to me. Campus is where I made friends that I know will last a lifetime.
Academics, sports, or arts, Marian's got something for you.
Plus, downtown Indy is just 10 minutes away from campus.
I'm a huge sports fan. Living in Indy, I've got the Knights, the Colts, and the Pacers.
Applying was so fast and easy.
I went to Marian for the education, but what I took away was the experience.
Marian University offers an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
The Marian Knights standing guard. Enjoying, if underneath that mask, I'm sure he's smiling. Marian leads by 27.
Hey, 2 of my granddaughters just texted me and said to say hi to Mr. Rakestraw. Brindley and Riley said to say hi, Mr. Rakestraw.
Those are your future soccer stars, right?
No, those are the basketball players.
Those are the basketball kids.
Yes.
Well, I love them just the same regardless.
two basketballs, 2 soccers.
Hello, ladies. Anderson back in there. Foster in to guard him. Jump hook, good look, wouldn't go, but Bailey is all over the glass for St. Francis. Cushingberry got it again. Well, that is, again, Cushingberry was a capable three-point shooter at Warren. He wasn't this good. You can clearly tell he has continued to refine his game at this level.
Yeah, just talked about it, really how young this St. Francis ball club is. Got a lot of future coming back. A lot of kids getting a lot of playing time here.
Stewart trying to split the defense. Whips that one to Tyree Johnson, who got fouled, and get 2 free throws for the effort. Well, Johnson and Goman combined to score 9 points a game. That duo each has 11 with 13:50 left to play.
Cushingberry's quickness, Greg, is exactly what a type of player you have to have, one of those on your ball club. That real super quick guy that can run the floor, endless energy. He's that guy. We've seen that at Warren Central.
Johnson to the free throw line now, 4 of 6. What I loved about that Warren Central team with 32-0, really had no Division I players out of that group. Now, obviously, they had a professional athlete in David Bell. He'll be a late first, early second round pick in the upcoming NFL draft. But everybody else that played basketball plays either D2 or NAIA ball off that team.
Well, that's not surprising.
Jacoby Robinson, Jesse Bingham now play at UIndy. Dean Tate at Purdue Northwest. Cushingberry stumbled, recovered. Bailey misses. Stewart will race to the other end. Throws it off the window, got fouled, and Stewart will shoot two. And I get to use this quote because the man that said it is now back in town. One of my favorite basketball quotes of all time belongs to Rick Carlisle. When he would describe an intelligent basketball player as someone who knows the geometry of the game, Christian Stewart is one of those type of guys.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And he's one of those guys. And part of the reason he knows the geometry is because his head's always up. He sees the floor. He sees the other people. It's hard to use a Larry Bird analogy because he was clearly a different animal, but to that perspective, nobody's seen the court and players better than he did because he never turned his head. He can always see him, though.
Gizzy and Whitaker return.
But I would think being called Larry Bird's not a bad compliment.
No.
My favorite player of all time.
Stewart with 26. The lead is 27. It's been 20-plus, really, for the entirety of this half. Not expecting the pass that time was Elwer, who played briefly in the first half. One of the few young men from outside of the state of Indiana in tonight's game. He's an Ohio native. As I said, Marian has added a non-conference game against Brescia on Thursday.
And I think they just want to keep playing. What you don't want to do, Greg, is lose any momentum that you've established in this 4-game winning streak.
Again, they lost, I think, 3 games around Christmas because of COVID-19 concerns. For example, Marian took a Florida trip and played 1 time. They're supposed to play twice. And they canceled games around New Year's. It's IU East and Cardinal Stritch. Brescia down in Owensboro, Kentucky.
Yeah, right now you just want to play. You want to just keep the momentum going.
Because you're not practicing long this time of year.
No, not at all.
Cushingberry get hit on the way up, and will get the and one opportunity.
Now, most coaches right now do a lot of film, a lot of walkthrough, just a lot of shooting, but very little contact. You don't want to put any more wear on these bodies than they've already had this long season.
Horn went off, and it shouldn't have. They'll give Cushingberry another opportunity. Inadvertent horn there. Cushingberry, a 75% shooter.
Not my memory. Did Cushingberry play football too?
He did not.
He did not? Okay, but I was thinking of somebody else.
I could be wrong, but I don't think he did. Yeah, the football player off that group would be Tate played football, and obviously David Bell was quite the football player.
Wasn't there Cheeseborough maybe? Maybe I'm getting a couple guys mixed up.
Well, he was the young man that was a great running back at Warren Central.
Yeah, that's maybe who I was thinking of.
You and I have called just a few Warren Central games over the years.
They all start to blend together for me after a while.
Nice feed.
Beautiful
Foster,
pass.
the reverse layup, scores it.
Absolutely my favorite play in basketball, the beautiful pass.
Nolan Foster gets his first bucket. Only Whitaker and Gizzy have yet to score of the 9 in uniform tonight. Cushingberry, no. Foul going to be called as Foster got sent flying. So a foul against Anderson. His second foul. Now, you and I were both in the building when, again, Antoine Cushingberry, his team, they beat Carmel in the state championship game, but a lot of folks will cite the semi-state game as the game they remember most of that group because of beating Romeo Langford in New Albany.
Me and Mark James had that game. I was there.
I was there too, just a different corner of the building.
You had one corner. We had it covered. Yeah, that's right. We were both there.
You had the stream. I had the radio call.
That's right.
Harvey, pretty move. Got fouled. Former Richmond Red Devil.
I don't know, in all my years of broadcasting, which is about 23 now, that I have ever seen a gym as crowded as that night. I literally had people hanging over me trying to call the game. It was beyond fire marshal full.
The best way I can describe that in terms of the atmosphere of that day, that semi-state at Seymour. By the way, Hayden Langcamp played that day too because Morristown played Bar Reeve.
That's right.
In the first game.
That's right.
Was the fact that people would camp out for so long to get in the folks at Seymour felt the need to put porta potties outside.
That's right.
For people waiting to get into the
The
gymnasium.
line was literally all the way around the middle. Literally.
I think there might be a building in Seymour named after Romeo Langford for the tournament money he made in Seymour over 4 years. Bailey the basketball, 28-point lead for Marian with 11:45 left to go. Here's McKeeman. Now Bailey gives it a go and scores it. Been a good night for Bailey offensively.
It really has, and I think just a sophomore, he's going to continue to build his confidence and understand how to play against much bigger players all the time.
Bailey now with 15. He averages 5.5 a game.
You know, quite honestly, Greg, St. Francis' offense really fits his style of play, too.
Whitaker gets the bucket. That gets a cheer from the Marian faithful. The freshman from Greencastle. 5.5 points a contest. And Brody was quite the baseball player at Greencastle, too. Got that to go. St. Francis go a little bit deep in their bench. Ridley Zolman will check in. Junior from Central Noble High School. What a year Central Noble is having with Connor Asigian, the Wisconsin-bound senior, leading the way. Just checked in, give it a go. Fires from 3, that no good. They're going to get Lane Cable on a hold on the rebound attempt. Lane Cable's second foul. You can join us tomorrow night, Marian and St. Francis women. Here at 7 o'clock, again, ISC, Comcast Xfinity, Cable Channel 81. Marian women top 10 in the country. Cushingberry the miss. Ridley tracks down the loose ball. McKeeman's 3 does not go. Anderson able to track it down. Bailey's 3, got it.
Wow. He's played very well here in the second half.
It's his third 3 of the game, and he's got 18. 79-54. Whitaker gets downhill, got fouled on the drive. He'll get 1 plus the bonus. Second time that Bailey's been called for kind of putting his hands in somebody right at the top of the key. 3 starters about to come back in for Marian as Johnson, Wiley, and Stewart all return. Would imagine a perfect world if you're Scott Head. You want to get those guys about the 4 or 5 minute mark and then get them off the floor.
You know, you talked about the game we'll have tomorrow night. You know, quite honestly, the girls and the boys' characteristics are very close. The way they, you know, the way they play, the way they want to push it. They have talls. A lot of similarities between the guys and the Lady Knights.
At this level of basketball, it is rare you kind of start with defense. Both those teams do.
That's a good point, yeah.
Marian women allowing 55 points a game. Steve Brooks and company will be here tomorrow night. Marian, 1 more win gives them the outright league championship on the women's side. By the way, we'll be here for all the Crossroads League tournament games to be played at the PE Center.
And honestly, I think this man-to-man has been playing pretty well. We talked about not allowing any slips here, and I think for the most part the defense has played pretty strong here in the second half, at least so far.
Shot clock at 14. Stewart, the step through off the window, couldn't get it to go. Trying to get some contact there, didn't get the whistle. 3 in the corner, not that time, and Hardy with the rebound. This game just feels like it's been played on a very fast treadmill in the second half.
I'm about to say the same thing. Right now, Marian's really got 5 guys that can really run races with St. Francis.
Wiley off the window and scores it.
That's a mismatch.
And again, you've seen St. Francis go small the entire half. They've elected not to play David Asia really for the entirety of the second half, their second leading scorer. Foul against Christian Harvey. So Goman will check in for Marian. Ott Large, who played briefly in the first half, will return for St. Francis. Marian, a team that averages 78 points per game. Well, they've got that with 8:40 left to play. On the drive, basket's good.
Oh, my.
McKeeman played at Carroll High School. Of course, Carroll made the regional last year. Timeout called by Marian. Full timeout. Let's take it with them. 83-56 all nights this evening. Back with more in a moment on ISC and Comcast Xfinity Cable Channel 81.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. They've been in business over 35 years. I'm here with Joe Polizzi to talk emergency services. Now, Joe, when I set my house on fire with a toaster, you were actually in my yard before the firefighters left.
Well, Pat, I remember that call like it was yesterday, and although I was disappointed that it was yours, I was happy that I was going to be able to provide some assistance.
You know, this is a true story. A firefighter actually told me I needed to call someone for emergency services, kind of obvious, and I told him Michaelis was on the way. He said, great, because they're the real deal. Joe, now what do you do in these situations when you show up?
Well, we try to be a calming influence, and we try to find out what the needs are of the family. Everybody's needs are different. Everybody's desires are different. What we try to do is match what we could provide with what they need and do it very smoothly.
I've lived it. If you find yourself needing emergency restoration service in the wake of a fire, flood, or storm, give the Michaelis Corporation a call anytime, 24/7, 844-FIX-INDY.
Should we all feel old that Damon Bailey wears glasses now, Jan?
I already was old.
Good to see Damon at the ball game. Had a chance to get to know Damon over the years, just covering as many events as we have. When he turned 50, that kind of hit me early, like last year. I think that has happened. And so, like, my goodness. Of course, Damon was a head coach for a while at Beth North Lawrence on the girls' side. Won a state championship.
Helped the Butler, didn't
assisted.
he? Yeah.
And for those that don't know, Kurt Godlewski, who is the Butler coach, is also a Bedford North Lawrence graduate. So Damon assisted Kurt for a while up at Butler.
I think Damon coached some boys and girls at BNL.
Correct. Keeman makes the free throw. Keeman, a 95% free throw shooter of his own accord. Does not get there as often as, say, Christian Stewart does, hence why Stewart's considered the leading free throw shooter in NAIA basketball. Harvey.
Good play. What a smart play.
Yeah, ball came back to him, and he calls a timeout.
Legal play. As long as he doesn't move his feet, he's good. I think that's smart.
Yeah, Marian has nothing but full timeouts left at this point since we just took one. We'll keep it right here. In fact, Marian only has now one timeout with 8:24 left to go in the game. It's game on ISC and Comcast Xfinity Cable Channel 81. Presented in part by Ray's Trash. Ray's Trash, proud to be a partner of Marian University. Ray'sTrash.com, 317-539-2024 to find out more about the good folks at Ray's Trash. Coming up on Friday night, high school basketball on ISC and back on My Indy TV. We saw the Lawrence North Wildcats last night lose to Carmel. They will play host to Ben Davis. That game likely for second place in the MIC this season. Pete Smith joins me for that contest. Join us from the Jack Keefer Gymnasium Friday at 7:30 on ISC and My Indy TV 23. Another fantastic crowd on hand at the PE Center tonight. Expect the same tomorrow night when these two women's teams get together from these two great schools. Of course, when these schools play in football, they're referred to as the Franciscan Bowl. It was rather one-sided this year in favor of Marian. Bit of a down year for St. Francis in football. I know you know that rivalry well.
I do. Well, I for the most part, yeah. Of course, Kevin Donnelly's still the coach at St. Francis, was my coach at Anderson University. That tells you how old I am. It tells you how old he is.
That keeps you young at heart is what that does. There's your nephew, former starting quarterback at St. Francis. Stewart.
Yeah, Justin. Good job. Now the head coach of Clarksville.
Picks up another bucket. He's got 28, which matches the exact lead for Marian. Three is up and good. That's Ridley Zolman.
Well, you look at the facilities now that Marian has invested in basketball, football, baseball, and all the just really has put Marian on the map.
Johnson going to be called for an offensive foul. To show you again just how excellent in every phase the effort's been for Marian. That is just their 7th turnover of the game. St. Francis just 1 in this half. That has slowed from half number 1. McKeeman for 3 in the quarter. St. Francis 10 of 27 from three-point range. Marian 9 of 17. And Stewart tied up. Marian turns over for a second time in as many possessions. Marian for the game continues their torrid shooting pace. At halftime it was 72%. It has dropped to 71%. With 7:22 left to go.
But I think the thing that Coach Hetty really likes about this game, he's able to do this. And while he doesn't have a full complement of bench over there, he's played, you know, who he's dressed and got a lot of playing time for everybody. You just never know. One ankle twist in a game, you know, just like we're seeing tonight, you know, with Wiley stepping up, you just don't know when you need to be called upon. You got to be ready.
That's 1 plus the bonus, and everybody thought either he'd hit it or it was supposed to be 2. Everybody kind of fell asleep for a moment. And Cushingberry tried to tip it to a teammate. Ball ends up going to Marian anyway. Even when Marian does something wrong, it turns into something right tonight. And again, frankly, you know, these two teams would be in line to see each other likely in the conference semifinals. Do not expect, if these two teams play again, for the game to be anything like this one. Just kind of one of those nights in both directions. Throw away by Johnson.
Well, the first game was a 7-point game at St. Francis.
Burke for 3 in the corner. No. And Wiley ended up tipping that ball away from his own teammate. And you can understand, again, the focus is starting to wane a little bit when you have played with a 20-point lead for the vast majority of the game.
You know, I don't know if it's a surprise, but Grace was really at the top of the league for a while.
Yeah.
Kind of fallen some hard times lately.
Cushingberry to change his mind in midair. And the polls are updated every 2 weeks, and they are due to drop a bit as Stewart stripped that ball from McKeeman.
Well, they're on a 2-game losing streak.
And Grace has stumbled now to 8-6 in league play, and they're in danger of starting to almost play themselves out of the NAIA National Tournament. And Indiana Wesleyan's a shoe-in, and kind of Marian and St. Francis feel the same way.
Well, Wesleyan's on a 12-game winning streak. Only next in line, Marian with 4 in a row, soon to make it 5.
Well, he was 16. Cushingberry left hand, give it to him, and he's fouled. It's Cushingberry 19 for the contest. So Whitaker and Gizzy come back in. Cushingberry's missed a couple of attempts from the line tonight. He's just 2 of 4. These two teams played for the league championship in this building last year. Marian won the men's conference tournament by defeating St. Francis.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier that if Marian could pull out a win tonight, helps their cause about getting more home games, more exposure, and you always want to play at home.
Wiley misses, but then goes and gets it. His pass was deflected. It'll remain Marian ball. And again, it's a bidding process. It's also, do you qualify?
Right, a lot of things go into it.
You get to that top 16 in the country, and St. Francis has been kind of around that number. Marian's been just kind of below that number in the national rankings over the last few weeks. You get in that top 16, now you're thinking, okay, you get a couple of home games here before you then go to Kansas City.
I'm trying to remember, St. Francis has a NAIA national championship.
That is correct.
I want to say maybe 2009.
2010.
Hey, if I'm one off, that's close enough.
I'm going to give you then one. I'm going to round up. Good enough.
I'm so proud of myself for being close.
Lane Cable the 2. There is still free popcorn at the Copper Kettle this evening. Lane Cable has 8. Five-minute mark approaching. Stewart picks the pocket of Cushingberry. He's got 3 options to choose from. Behind the back.
Nice.
Little extra mustard on the hot dog by Stewart. Whitaker's got 7.
Behind the back. Love it. You know, the impressive thing is while at times you get one of these blow-away type games, still you got to like defensively where you are holding St. Francis. Still 4 minutes left.
To 23 points under their average.
Yeah.
To finish the thought for you. Cushingberry will go back to the free throw line.
Still some time left, but sometimes these games when they get like this get to have a chance to get a little out of hand. But wow, what a start. Let's go back clear when first jump ball took place. It just was relentless offense, pressure, defense, and quite honestly, for the most part, Marian's never let up.
Cushingberry goes 1 for 2. Goman collects the loose change for the Knights. 91-64. Now Gizzy in the lane. Finds Goman. Goman almost reluctantly shoots that one and puts it up and in.
Gizzy a pretty good job there. In the paint, took his time, didn't force it, found the open man.
Gizzy the all-time leading scorer at New Pal. Mom and Dad both played college basketball at LaSalle. Lane Cable shoots the gap. Lane Cable lays it up and in. Dylan Lane Cable now in double figures, or Hayden, excuse me. I go for that like once a season, calling by his older brother's name, who played at Northwood. Cushingberry misses that one. Tipped. Dennis, you okay down there? All right. Just checking in on your partner.
Always protect the camera. Good job.
Anderson back in there. New name here for St. Francis as that rebound tipped out. Zolman able to track it down. And stepping on the sidelines, a St. Francis turnover with 3:44 left to go. By the way, that is Zach Latham who is in for the first time tonight. Junior from New Haven High School. If you're wondering in part why you still see some starters out there for Marian, as Gizzy gets the bucket. It's because Marian has 9 players in uniform tonight. No Malik Edmonds. They're redshirting several other players. Luke Hetty, coach's son amongst those this year, out due to a hip injury.
Yeah.
And another young man that left the program in midseason, and Sean Jenkins. Anderson backs his way down. Missed the shot. And Gizzy. But I think they're going to say there was a reach-in foul there that will give Anderson free throws. He'll shoot 2.
Where do you think we'll see Marian ending up? The polls, Greg. What do you think?
Well, the polls come out tomorrow, and I would think they will, since they haven't lost since the last rankings met where they were 24, I would think they have got to be somewhere inside of the top 20 would be my guess.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Because obviously Grace is going to drop from 14 down. St. Francis, they'll drop from 16 down. Wesleyan was 5. They may go up, depending on if anybody else lost.
Now, Wesleyan's to a point where the ranking's almost irrelevant. Again, they know they're going to host the conference tournament as Marian turns it over. They also know they're going to be a regional host site at this point. Latham, the step back that does not go.
Well, I'll tell you, not what I expected tonight.
No.
Marian does exactly what Coach Hetty wanted to get out of them tonight. I really probably felt like he felt like this was going to be a hard, really kind of grinded out defensive game, but he knew St. Francis certainly had firepower. But I think, he may never say it, but I think he's got to be pretty happy with his defense tonight. And how about 97 offensively?
Marian has put triple digits on the board twice this year.
Oh, I missed one then. I said one.
Miami of Middletown and Simmons College of Kentucky.
I seen Simmons.
Again, the competition noticeably better tonight.
I missed the Middletown one. You're exactly right.
Is it Goldman that hits triple digits? No. Gizzy had 10 with the victory against Goshen. Finds a lane and scores it.
Just great exposure for him. He's just going to continue. He's got all the tools. The experience is going to do nothing but just help him to just continue to gain his comfort level at this level.
He'll get more time next year, so will Luke Hetty coming off that injury. Anderson, pretty move. He's got 6 off the bench. It is hard to teach 6'8" and 285 at this level.
Well, I think a lot of people around the league are going to look at this score today, Greg, and blink a couple eyes.
Let's face it, there's Indiana Wesleyan this year, and then there's kind of everybody else. Well, clearly Marian's kind of playing second best of that group right now. And Marian opened their season in terms of league play by getting thumped by both Indiana Wesleyan and Grace.
Right.
And that IWU loss was here. It was a closer game when they played up at Indiana Wesleyan in the month of January. Foster kicked that.
I had the game. I had the game here against Wesleyan. Well, that was the night where Wesleyan just could not miss.
Marian lost that one 74-55, then went to Winona Lake 4 days later and got beat by 26. Zolman the layup. He's got 5 points.
Well, Marian was preseason ranked number 3 in this conference, and if they can hold on to number 2, you know, that's really hard. It's like getting that golf score, you know, to get up a couple strokes. Really hard to do.
Foster's bucket puts 100 on the board for Marian. For the 3rd time this season, 1st time in league play. Zolman again, not that time. At large, Tipson and Marian will simply need to bring the ball in the front court, and this one will come to its conclusion.
Greg, really all around, really solid performance by the Knights. Offense, defense, took care of the ball. Like the way they shared the ball, there was very little, I didn't think. It was pretty impressive tonight.
Again, if these two teams play again, it will not be like this. Just one of those nights in a very good way for Scott Hetty and his team as he accepts the congratulations of Chad Lacrosse and his staff. Tonight's game presented in part by the Michaelis Corporation. From ground-up building projects to round-the-clock emergency security services, no one answers your prayers or the phones quicker than Michaelis. Call 1-844-FIX-INDY. Jan, your final thoughts.
I tell you, very impressive. I like the way Marian just, if you will, came off the bus. Really, Stewart started it all. His energy was off the table, and his team, quite honestly, just fed off of that.
The next time we'll have Scott Heddy's team will be in 11 days when they take on Spring Arbor in the regular season finale. Tomorrow night, it's the Marian women. They take on the same St. Francis Cougars. Join us at 7 o'clock on ISC as well as Comcast Xfinity Cable Channel 81. Good night from Indy, and thanks for joining us for Marian basketball.
Is your building haunted or infested with icky snakes? Then tear it down. The Raise Trash Demolition Squad can flatten buildings up to 3 stories tall. Whether it's a commercial or residential structure, the Raise Trash Demo experts will make it go boom. And with their roll-off containers, they'll haul away the mess quicker than you can say, hey, there used to be a building there. Bring your old fire trap to its knees with Raise Trash.
RaiseTrash.com.
Raise Trash.
Pepsi's always had great taste. Today, try great taste with zero sugar. This is the Pepsi with zero compromises. This is Pepsi Zero Sugar.